We are here nonetheless. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. JOSHY DiMaggio will join us soon. He's en route. He's a hard-working man. I call him often the hardest working man in showbiz. Produced Jen, Gabe, and Chewy 7 to 9 a.m. Drove up to the Green Bay area to our Airbnb. Ubering here on his way, so he will join us shortly. Hunter Vaughn is here today. He is on site. He is to our left in the mobile studio.
He kind of looks like he's in like a rocket ship.
It's been like a year since I've done a show with Hunter in the flesh in the same room as me, so I'm a little bit uncomfortable. Hi, Hunter. I can't see you behind that computer screen.
Dude, okay, there is a webcam on that computer. Is there a way that we can get the Hunter webcam rolling on the stream too, or is that not possible?
He said he's working on it, so
okay,
I think he's just building stuff out as we prepare. But lots to get into today. We will have some special guests join us throughout as well. Scheduled to appear in the 1 o'clock hour, the Vice President of the National Football League, Jeff Miller, will join us here in person at the Tundra Trio. He oversees the league's communication as well as the player safety, and he's a Wisconsin native, so the NFL Draft coming to Jeff Miller's home state. Excited to catch up with him in the 1 o'clock hour. A couple other special guests potentially scheduled to appear. I don't want to jinx anything.
Yep, let's just wait
throughout the show today. But some really exciting stuff planned for you, and obviously we're leading you down live and local all day long to the Packers pick, at least as it's scheduled now, pick number 23 in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Molly, I imagine you've been talking about it a ton on Jim Matt and Molly, weekdays 4 to 6, ESPN Madison. Have you whittled down who you would like to see the Packers pick? Do we have a position group in mind we would like to see the Packers attack? Where are you at? Because I know you and I haven't had the chance to talk much about where your head's at for the Packers pick at number 23 tonight.
For sure. So I think couple things. The two positions that I'm most interested in the Packers picking up would be cornerback, because that position scares me. That is definitely of need, in my opinion. And also I'd be interested in wide receiver. However, I think the whole wide receiver thing is very confusing to me.
Why is it confusing?
Because I've
been the one peddling that I think it's a very real thing for a couple weeks. JOSHY has as well.
Yeah, but what about McMillan? Because there's some mock drafts. I believe it was McShay's mock draft that he has him going like 50, where it's like. But then I've heard
50,
others
50 or 15-1-5.
I believe it's 5-0.
Okay, I've not seen this. Continue.
But then there's others that say, well, he'll probably be gone by the 23rd pick. So I go back and forth, and I don't know. And then it's like the things with him not being interested in watching film makes me nervous.
Sure.
I don't like that. To me, that kind of reflects some laziness, and I don't know if that's necessarily what this receiving core needs. But in terms of cornerback, Will Johnson. Oh, that would be a dream to me. Like, I know he's had some injury issues with the hamstring and the turf toe and all that, but he makes me excited.
So I'll get back to corner in a second, because I think that is a position of intrigue, and I've given my opinion on what how I think the Packers will attack corner in this draft, which we'll get back to in a second. But I want to circle back to wide receiver and why it confuses you. I want to confuse you less, Molly. That's my goal.
Please
here
do.
today.
Please
I would
do.
like to. Not that I often get to say I'd like to educate you, but Molly Brand, I'd like to educate you. So here's why I think wide receiver is such a realistic possibility for Green Bay. You mentioned Tedero McMillan out of Arizona. He is viewed as the top wideout in this draft by many. Apparently not everybody, but by many. And I would anticipate he will be gone by pick 23. If the Packers do hold still and stay at pick 23 tonight in the first round of the draft, I would guess Ted McMillan likely off the table. They, however, visited with 3 wide receivers that are expected to go in the first round.
I heard your little interviews with him. Don't think I didn't.
That's not Gutekunst coded. He just doesn't do that, right?
Right.
When you look at the wide receivers Gutekunst has spent a top 30 visit on and ended up drafting, it's guys in the middle rounds. Romeo Doubs was a top 30 visit.
Yep.
Dontavian Wicks was a top 30 visit. Christian Watson was a top 30 visit, obviously a high second-round pick, but not a guy they drafted in the first round. Now this year, they visited with 6 wide receivers to use their top 30 on. 3 of them expected to go in the first. McMillan, Matthew Golden of Texas, and Emeka Egbuka, the national champion out of Ohio State.
Oh, dream.
Agreed. That would be a guy I'd be willing to take a swing on at 23, though he may go later in the first round.
Again, another confusing one where I've heard that he might be a second-rounder.
He might be, but again, keep in mind the Packers have pick. I got to do some math now, and we know that's not my specialty. 55, I think it would be, in the second round. And I don't think he's hanging around that long. So it is, but that is why I view it as such a realistic possibility, because if you're doing the due diligence, that leads me to believe, okay, you're obviously very, very open to it. Now, back to your point on corner. It's a fascinating position for the obvious reason of Jair Alexander Is he going to be here? Is he not going to be here?
Yep.
Right? And we obviously don't know the answer as of now. It still looks more so like he will not be here, whether that's through trade or if he's just released. You have Carrington Valentine. You got Keyshawn Nixon. You got Nate Hobbs. Obviously, that doesn't excite you very much. What are you giggling at? Is JOSHY DiMaggio?
No. I'm giggling at the 3 players that you just named. That is the secondary.
It's your top 3. And for obvious reasons, it doesn't make you go, woohoo, Super Bowl level quarterback room. But it's good enough if you are good enough in other areas. And so what I think the approach.
And do you think they are?
No.
You can't say they are.
Not especially not at the pass rush, which is, we'll get to edge, I imagine, throughout the show as well. But corner, I think, is going to be more of a safety approach from a year ago, where they draft 2 or 3 in the middle rounds and just see who's good enough to hit the field. But if Will Johnson's there, 23 out of Michigan, viewed as one of the top corners in this draft class, very realistic possibility. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. Alex Strouf, Molly Brown hanging out with you. And look what the cat drug in 10 minutes late. JOSHY DiMaggio's here. What's up, JOSHY?
I made it. My Uber driver, James, great guy, wasn't too fond of driving in traffic with a lot of people. So we puttered our way here.
Hold on, time out. What do you mean he wasn't a fan of driving in traffic on the Thursday of the NFL
He
draft?
chose to be an Uber driver at the NFL draft and he doesn't want to be in traffic.
Yes, all that remains. He did tell me he actively had a bone sticking out of his toe that he would be having surgery on tomorrow.
Oh my God.
So me and James got to know each other pretty well on the
What'd you
Uber
tell him
rider.
about you?
Just what I was doing and where I was going and why I was here. I'm kind of floored. I was listening to the program on the way here in my headphones.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in James's car.
No, James, I don't know. James was listening to some classic rock, as you can imagine. Your outfit.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Like, I
don't like it. I don't like it.
He should be like wearing ESPN stuff.
He looks like a little child who's being sent to a wedding.
Your head's going to hit the ceiling.
And
too,
doesn't
by the way.
really
Close, huh?
It doesn't fit. It's you're not getting drafted.
You don't
See,
know
that's
that?
the thing. He's such a tryhard today. Like, what is this?
There's like important executives around here dressed down more than you.
So should I lose the blazer?
You should lose it all. You should.
You said you had another outfit. Go change.
I did roll up wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
Because I got here at 6:30.
I think you should scrap it all and start over. That's where I think you should go.
Start over?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Go back to your Airbnb, get redressed, come back.
Yes. you don't seem fond of that. It's just an idea. I'm an ideas man. You know me.
Why aren't you talking, you weirdo?
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing.
At first, I thought your microphone broke. I was like,
my mic's alive. I'm thinking because how many people in the world, I'm not even talking just ESPN Milwaukee, how many people show up 10 minutes late to work and then decide to take shots at the person who's been here on time every day this week?
We just call that.
Who put on a nice outfit to say, hey, look at all this cool stuff we're doing.
Okay, but
just outside of Lambeau
here's the
Field.
thing. I haven't seen JOSHY in a minute, but Josh showed up in shoes. Usually this guy's wearing Birkenstock all day, every day.
Good point. So he elevated his dress
He
game. I
did.
elevated mine.
I got a polo on. A
Who
collar.
are you?
I'm a professional.
Since when?
Here to talk about the draft.
Since when are you a professional?
He's a draft analyst
Yeah.
today.
No, here's the thing.
You
though.
kind of look like one, though.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I trust anybody with a little draft analysis,
Yes.
it's that guy right there.
That's why I'm here.
JOSHY DiMaggio. Molly Brand said her draft crush. If we were to play I know Wilde and Tausch did this. I watched Draft Day last night, by the way.
For the first time?
No, not the first time. I
okay.
watch
I
it
was
every
like,
year
whoa.
Wednesday before the draft.
Watching Draft
Quite a
Day-
jump scare when a particular agent in that movie popped on screen who is now incarcerated.
Okay.
You know who I'm referring to?
No, I don't.
We shall
Diddy?
not okay.
I'm still hung up on you being, hey, as you reach over and smack me to tell me you watched Draft Day, a thing you told me you were going to do weeks ago.
He's just telling you that he followed through with it.
I didn't doubt you.
Okay. Well, anyway, I watched it last night, and they do it's the sticky note, Vontae Mack,
Yes,
no matter what.
of course.
Right? So it sounds like to Molly Brown, it's Will Johnson, the corner out of Michigan, no matter what.
Am I wrong in thinking that?
No, I've heard I haven't spent much time on Will Johnson because I thought he was going to be like a surefire top 10 or 12 pick, and it seemed to have become popular that there's reasons he's falling and there is potential he will be a Packers option. I don't know as much about him as I do the guys that are slated to go later in the draft, but from all estimations, from all I heard, was he was supposed to be pretty much the first guy off the board at that position. It does make me wonder what's causing him to fall.
Well, he didn't participate at his pro days.
Yes.
He didn't do any of the workouts and stuff, so that could be hindering.
And I
some
did
of it.
hear he had a tendency to be lazy on tape and quit on some plays, and he doesn't have the long-range speed. So I don't know. Does he fit the Packers like thresholds measurables, or is he probably a little too slow? I don't know where that falls. I don't hate the position, though. I think cornerback would be fine. I wouldn't be super jazzed about the pick.
So should I be more excited about Hairston? Is that who I should be looking at?
Out of Kentucky?
I know he was predicted in some mock drafts to go to the Packers, but
yeah, Field Yates on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy compared him favorably to Jair Alexander.
Hello.
Obviously not current state Jair Alexander, but the one. I mean, the athleticism, the speed, he's a little undersized, but the Packers will break those tendencies when someone is super athletic and they believe their athleticism will raise them above the hindrances they believe in being too short or not weighing enough. So I think he's a real possibility for the Packers at 23 tonight.
Okay. So what position for you gets you most excited then?
For me, it's either edge or wide receiver. I think the wide receiver, and basically it's a 50-50 to me. Which direction they go. I think each of them are likely. It just matters who falls to that position. I mean, I was looking at Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft, and all the guys we would want, Tet, Emeka, Matthew Golden, and then Shamar Stewart, and Michael Williams were all going before the Packers, which I think would put the Packers in an interesting spot to, do they stick there and go corner and go with the best guy on their board, or do they trade back, try and get more picks, which Goody has told us at every chance available to us that he would like more of those.
Yes, he would, yes.
It would be very disappointing for us, for me sitting here, who would love to have a pick to cheer for at, what are we saying, around 10-15 tonight at some point.
Yeah.
But it would be a smart play for team building, but not sexy and exciting because they, maybe it's they trade back with the Browns.
I was just talking to John Anderson of ESPN. You hear him on the Homer Hour. You hear him on Green Bay Game Day with us. And he introduced me to one of his students from the University of Missouri. And he called me an irrational Packers fan.
Yeah.
Which is probably accurate to 90% of it, right?
Yeah,
90% of the time I'm probably pretty irrational. This is going to be one of those moments. 90% of the time I'm going to be
have
irrational.
to make the pick?
Have to make a pick tonight. You can't have the draft at Green Bay and not make a first-round pick. You absolutely have to make a pick tonight. I don't care if it's better for your football team to trade out. I need entertainment when we're live in Green Bay. You got to make the pick tonight.
Well, I'm going to be here on Friday and a bit of Saturday, so when they make picks, I will also be here. I don't – that's why you're not building the team. I suppose.
Well, I'm not. Well, amongst several other reasons, I'm not the general manager of the Packers.
How do you think it would go if you were a GM and they saw that 3-cone drill you ran? You would have no respect in the locker room.
800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. 800-990-ESPN. Your way into ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. Alex Strouf, Molly Brown, Joshy DiMaggio hanging out with you live at the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field. That will be the last time we mention anything about my NFL Combine. Hopefully.
Probably not.
What are you pointing at? Kyle Wallace?
Kyle getting fit picks off over in the corner there.
Oh. Incredible. Incredible. All right, we will continue to dive into the first round of the NFL Draft. What do you need to see tonight? Also want to hear from Goody at some point this hour. Earlier this week when he was asked, do you need your first-round pick to make an immediate impact? And he had a snap response, and I have a problem with that. We will continue to dive in. It's ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance right here, ESPN Wisconsin, the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app.
More coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I think that's right in the range that Emeka Egbuka would be there. I think it's possible that Ted McMillan could be there.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
We're speculating. It shouldn't be that hard. Like, either you want to play for the Steelers or you don't, right? Like, what are we waiting for?
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
At -196, we start with whole lemons, nothing wasted. Each one is flash frozen in liquid nitrogen to a jaw-dropping -196 degrees Celsius, locking in the freshest flavor. Then we crush it, not just juice, the entire fruit, turned into fine particles and infused into premium vodka. The result? A crystal clear, bold lemon flavor like nothing.
Now is the time to start a meaningful career as a caregiver. Make a real difference in people's lives. WIScaregiver.com gives you 2 great options for free. Train for the in-demand caregiver workforce as a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or become a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. All training is free. Plus, you can earn a $500 bonus. Learn more. Visit WIScaregiver.com.
Oh, can't show you in there.
Why not?
That's the bathroom. We need a new shower bad.
Think your shower is one of the ugliest in Wisconsin? Upload your photo by April 30th to goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contest for a chance to win a free shower remodel. One lucky fan will win a free shower remodel from Kohler Services, including design consultation, demolition, and removal of your existing shower or bath, and installation of a brand new Kohler Luxstone shower. goodkarmabrands.com/Wisconsin contests.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. How do your books look? Are they ready for your tax return to be prepared? Did you and your accountant talk during the year and develop a plan to minimize your tax bill? Or does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. Your books are a mess and the bank account hasn't been reconciled since last year. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. That's not the case with the Neal Group. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow. We like to work with you throughout the year to keep your books up to date so you run your business profitably. Are you ready to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait, do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
During draft week, make the ultimate pick your child's future. Bet on their success with Advest 529, Wisconsin's direct soul college savings plan. Here's the play. Open an Advest 529 account now until April 27th with just $25, and Advest will match it with $25. That's right. Save $25, get $25. The clock is ticking. Don't miss your shot to score a brighter future. Open your account before April 27th to score your bonus. Go to advest.com/draft25 to lock in your $25 bonus today.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance, with you live from the Tundra Trio in Green Bay. Alex Strouf, JOSHY DiMaggio, Molly Brown hanging out with you as we lead you up to the first round of the NFL Draft. It is finally here. I was just so excited about this, right? I mean, for years and years, the Packers and Discover Green Bay and Travel Wisconsin, the Department of Tourism, and everybody involved with that were making bids. And they kept saying, I don't know if Green Bay is fit to hold the draft. I don't know if Green Bay's got the hotel rooms. I don't know if Green Bay's got the event space. I don't know if Green Bay's got the people. Damn right, here we are, baby. 2025 NFL Draft comes to Green Bay, Wisconsin, right outside of Lambeau Field. I don't know if anybody's as excited as I am. I wore a blazer.
I think you might be right with that. But I will say, we walked over to the Legacy Hotel to go see Thanasis, and he was talking to Drew Brees when I left. But bars over there, popping. There's people playing cornhole. Like, I mean, it's it's lively. I haven't even been over to like the Titletown section yet, but the vibes are good.
Yeah, it appears there's one of the many entrances that is right down the street from where we are right now.
Here's the thing, there's not that many entrances.
There is a stream of people. Yeah. They are walking in by the hundreds right now into this whole area. I'm excited to see what it actually looks like in there because I've only seen the outskirts at this point.
You're going in tonight?
Probably not tonight. It'll probably be some point tomorrow.
Gotcha.
We got a lot going on here, as I'm sure you're aware.
No, I'm actually completely out of the loop.
Over the next, let's say 12 hours here.
Sure. Okay, very good. Yeah, so for those of you that might be driving up right now to Green Bay in hope on taking in the draft, seeing the draft, just to give you a little bit of a lay of the land of what I've experienced the last couple of days. I've been here since Sunday, and essentially the entire block is barricaded off. There's a fence line that goes all the way up to the rest center, so essentially a Stadium View Bar and Grill is about where that barricade goes to. And it goes essentially a square block all the way around the stadium, all the way back to the Titletown district and Sledding Hill, which I know you've seen the Mark Murphy memes from before, way back there at the Aaron Sledding Hill, and all the way around. So if you are coming up here, number one, obviously prepare some extra time because traffic is, as JOSHY alluded to, thus making him 10 minutes late. Is pretty bad up here in the Green Bay area, and obviously just a flow of people. But the excitement is brewing, the buzz is brewing, and people certainly out in waves for the NFL draft here today. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. You can chime in there. What do you want to see the Packers do tonight? Is it a position group, or do you have your Vontae Mack no matter what pick for the Green Bay Packers tonight as it stands at pick 23? A little bit of news coming through just a minute ago from Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, saying the Jacksonville Jaguars are poised to explore a bold move, them being a team to watch tonight. They hold on to pick number 5 in the first round. I think this is the first time in years we have not seen any first-round picks traded, Joshy. You would know better than me.
Yeah, I did hear Field the 8 say that this is the first year where there has not been any movement, where every team owns their pick on draft day. I don't expect that to be the case by the time we wrap up the day. The interesting thing is that 5th pick seems to be rumored to the Chicago Bears, which I would love if that's the case. For whatever reason, that Chicago Bears team seems to think they're a player away right now, and I think they need to add a lot more to that. It seems like Ashton Genty would be the target for them at 5th overall. I think they should be a team that is still adding as many players as possible and kind of building that way, and even looking to trade back if they do find a suitor. So
it's the Ben Johnson effect. But off of that, I will say Ben Devine, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, on X says, sounds like the Chicago Bears have a trade agreement in place in the NFL draft tonight. Sources say a tentative deal was hammered out yesterday afternoon. Buckle up, as GM Ryan Poles said Tuesday, quote, "This one is going to be a little wild." So it was a little wild trading up to get Ashton Genty? I mean,
I think so. Just because they're jumping into the 5th overall spot in the draft and getting – I mean, he is, the most recognizable name maybe other than Shadur at this point. Like, he's definitely the name brand of the draft. I mean, I think he certainly makes the Bears better. I think he's good.
Right.
But I don't think the Bears would be in a running back away from being a playoff team or Super Bowl team by any measure.
Yeah.
It would certainly make me nervous as a Packers fan, though, if they got him. You're
Bears,
telling me it wouldn't? They almost beat you twice this year.
The Bears always screw it up, and I understand they got a W to end the season. They're 1-0 in 2025. Caleb Williams is 1-0 at Lambeau Field. Yada 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 yada. One team was in the playoffs. One team was still pretty darn far away, and we still don't know if Caleb Williams is that dude like everybody likes to act like he is. We'll see what Ben Johnson's able to do in his first year as a head coach. Obviously, they shore up that offensive line, which minimizes excuses for Caleb Williams at this rate, right? I mean, you've got a good offensive line. You've got some good skill position players. You don't really have the excuses built in now this year if things don't go well in Chicago, which, like I said, Molly, they always find a way to screw it up.
I understand, but I kind of have faith in Ben Johnson. Also, let us not forget that I do host a show Monday through Friday with a Bears fan, Jim Rutledge, so that might be tainting my opinion just a tinge.
Which Joshy and I get to do tomorrow. Host a show with Jim Rutledge.
Lucky you guys.
Yeah, the three of us hanging out tomorrow. But some exciting commentary tomorrow.
Who do you think he gets the most mad at? You, right?
Oh, it'll be me. Yeah.
For sure.
He's probably already mad at me. It's Rutledge. What are we talking about here?
God, I can't wait to see the bright red faces coming out of Strouf and Jim. Goodness gracious.
It'll be good. It'll be good. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. So as I bring up the Jacksonville Jaguars and the potential of them trading one way or another, Josh, you said before you'd be open to the Packers maybe moving out of the first round. How about the idea of them moving up in the first round?
I'm in favor of it. If there's a guy they think needs to be is the piece, if it's Tet McMillan,
that's the
18
name now.
seems like the pick there. They'd have to jump above the Seahawks or at least take the Seahawks pick. If he does fall to that point, I don't see really any other options other than maybe McMillan. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I mean, I guess there's a case for Mykel Williams, who I don't think will be there by the time 18 rolls around. But I'm in favor of doing whatever you think is the best for your team. If it is getting more picks and sort of waiting back and loading up for to kind of add more starters, or if you have the conviction of doing something we've only seen Brian Gutekunst do once, which was in 2020, trade up, then jumped again for Brandon Ayuk, which ended up with Jordan Love, which ended up working out. But I think any action shows, hey, we have a plan and we have a desire here. It wouldn't be exciting, but it's almost always better to trade back in the NFL draft. That seemingly is always the right move when you're talking strictly from a value of what you get in return. It is, however, though, the least exciting way for us to experience the draft as fans.
No doubt. No doubt. That's Joshie DiMaggio. That's Molly Brown. I'm Alex Strouf with you here on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, which is presented by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. Less is more with Carbless. So we've got a Bears fan on the text line. Joshie and Molly. Let me read some of these for you.
Let's go.
So it starts at 12:05. Ryan, the Bears fan in Madison, says, Strouf, the Bears are undefeated this year, and I can't wait for you to announce the Bears pick tonight on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night. More Bears info, please. We just had a little Bears conversation, didn't we?
Yep.
Ryan then texts in, hey, Bears fans, listen to the show. Don't slam us too hard. I mean, let's not break your arm patting yourself on the back at how good your Packers are. I'm just going to keep patting over here.
Strouf, you're just asking for the Packers to get beat by the Bears twice this season.
And guess what's not going to happen?
Yeah.
I'm asking for it. Beat us twice.
I'll worry about it when I have to cross that bridge. Until that point, I'm not going to. So I don't think we were disrespectful to the Bears or Bears fans there. I gave an analysis. I thought they're not one pick away. I don't view the Bears as a running back away from being a great football team. Seems fair. I think that's measured.
Yeah.
I could be more mean. I could say it's a loser franchise. I could say even when
you could.
He's not, though.
Even when they do things right, they seem to do them wrong. But I'm not doing that because I'm being the bigger man.
You're being the bigger man. You're taking the high road, as you always do, Josh.
Once again.
Once again, taking the high road. He's just a good guy. I don't know why people are getting it twisted over here.
Why do I feel like I'm like watching Step Brothers? Did we just become best friends? That's what you guys look like.
Now speaking of
Like,
Step
what is
Brothers,
this?
are you looking at this trailer right now? We got so much room for activities.
There is a lot of room for
my
activities.
All right, we're going to get into some activities. We're going to continue to discuss the first round of the NFL Draft coming to Green Bay. Do want to hear from Brian Gutekunst coming up next, and I would love to hear from you. Do the Packers need an immediate impact player in the first round? I say yes. What say Molly Brown? What say Josh DiMaggio? What say you? 800-990-3776. And what say Brian Gutekunst? We hear from him coming up next. It's ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app.
We're back after this on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance.
Bev Anderson has a big idea she wants to share.
Bev has been here for 24 years.
Hi, Bev. We're anxious to hear your idea.
Kessler's is 45 years old this year. Monica, remember when your dad used to say in every radio ad,
I'm Richard Kessler, and I want to be your jeweler.
I never got to hear that.
Yeah, and then Rick would say,
Kessler's Diamonds, inconveniently located on Appleton Avenue, Menominee Falls.
Inconveniently?
Richard said it was inconvenient for people to have to drive all the way to Menominee Falls, so he might as well admit it.
Bev, tell Tell us your idea.
Richard said something else in almost every ad, and I think we should start saying it again because it's really important.
Tell us.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
I love that. Fantastic idea, Bev.
Kessler's Diamonds.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location nearest you, visit Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
At the Knickerbocker Hotel, we believe your stay should be as convenient and luxurious as possible. Whether you're planning a small meeting or a special event, our versatile space is perfect for any occasion. Start your day with a delicious meal at the Nick Restaurant and Bar, or unwind at the Nick Salon and Spa. Wanting to stay active? Their 24-hour fitness center is always available. If you need something custom made or alterations made, there's a tailor on site. The Knickerbocker, where every detail is designed with your comfort in mind. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockerontheLake.com.
Picks are made every year with the NFL Draft as each team dreams fearlessly. Let's rewind for an American Family Insurance Green Bay Dream Pick.
An annual storyline with the green and gold is whether or not a new wide receiver will be drafted in the first round. It's something that hasn't happened since 2002.
Green Bay Packers exercised the 20th pick in this draft to select Javon Walker, wide receiver from Florida State.
Javon Walker, the big athletic wideout from Florida State, was taken 20th overall by Green Bay. After promising rookie and sophomore seasons, Walker spent his third season in 2004 breaking out and earning a Pro Bowl nod.
Throws, passes, caught for a touchdown, Walker. And the Green Bay Packers are out in
This Green Bay Dream Pick is presented by American Family Insurance. American Family Insurance is always a great pick because their agents are there to protect your dreams. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Draft week is here, and whether you're watching every pick or just there for the party, Higher Love has everything you need to elevate your draft experience. As the best in the Midwest, Higher Love offers the largest selection of organic, clean, green, certified products at unbeatable value, making them the can't-miss top pick. Higher Love Menominee, just an hour from Green Bay, right across the Wisconsin border. Find them at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
A Brewers group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. Whether it's a birthday party, anniversary, or bachelor party, baseball is better with a group. Grab your crew of just 15 or more for an event you won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Plus, get set up with customizable tailgate spaces, seating blocks in your favorite location at American Family Field, and much more. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
Don't miss a second of ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. Download the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app today and stay on top of it all.
Yeah, ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. It's ESPN Wisconsin Draft Day. We've made it. The countdown is just about over. You know, Alex Strouf, Josh DiMaggio, Molly Brown with you. Will Summers running the show. Hunter Vaughn, our video producer on site. Riley Auk helping out as well. I've talked to a lot of business owners in the area this week, guys, and it seems like...
Why, because you wear a blazer? Is that why they let you talk to them?
That was the most annoying sentence I've ever heard.
Seriously. My God.
My network of business owners that I've been having chats
Did you go to a chamber event, too? Oh, my goodness.
I mean, goodness.
All right, so I talked to a few business owners this week, and it seems like... it seems like they all use... countdown clocks in their office for the NFL draft. That's how big of a deal it is up here. I didn't realize how common countdown clocks were.
Josh is perplexed right now.
You mean the premier event behind the Super Bowl that maybe the people of this city would be excited about it?
But like,
but to purchase a literal countdown clock is Kind of wild.
Do you think they all purchased it, or do you think maybe some businesses were giving them out as partnerships? Do you think maybe some of that was happening?
Or what if the NFL was giving them out to local business owners?
You were having these conversations. You didn't seem to ask, like, did someone give that to you, or did you go out and purchase it in anticipation?
Like, where do you even buy a countdown clock from? Like,
that's
your local hardware store?
I guess that's kind of my point, Molly. I don't know. I don't know where. I didn't realize they
you were curious
were made in
enough.
droves.
You were curious enough to talk to the business owners, but you didn't do any deep diving. It kind of sounds like you've gone to a couple local businesses and seen the countdown clock, and then said you've been hobnobbing with C-suite executives.
And what kind of businesses are these? Are these just like your local watering holes? Like, what are we talking about, Strouf? I mean, I'm just curious what businesses you
I have a wide array of contacts in the business industry. Why are we surprised by this? I'm a professional.
Not a single person here believes you, so.
That's too bad. Molly, we've been keeping track of every NFL jersey we see.
Oh, yeah. I think we're at 19.
Have you seen a Raider? Have we seen a Raiders yet?
I have
Somebody
not
just
seen a
walked
Raiders.
by in
Okay.
a Raiders jersey.
I'll mark it down.
Make it 20 of the 32 NFL
We've seen
teams
all
that
of the
have been-
NFC West. We have not yet seen.
Oh, you saw Rams?
Yeah, I saw Rams on my way over here. We have seen all of the NFC North, but I saw the NFC West first. Interesting enough.
Interestingly enough. There you go, Josh. How about that for a fun fact? All right, let's get to Brian Gutekunst, the general manager of the Green Bay Packers. Stop giggling at me.
Carry on.
Brian Gutekunst, the general manager of the Green Bay Packers, meeting with the media Monday for his annual pre-draft press conference, asked if he needs an immediate impact player in the first round. Listen to his response. We will dive into it.
Do you need your first-round pick to contribute right away?
No, I mean, I think we'd love to, but I mean, I think a lot of you guys have been around here. It's great when they do, but that's not always the case. I mean, the transition to the National Football League is tough. It's not always easy. A lot of times it's really determined by opportunity. You know what I mean? I mean, if you take a guy in a particular area, that he's just going to have a lot more opportunity than somebody else, and we try to stay away from that drafting for need. We try to just, take the best player available if that's possible. But most of the time, a guy's impact in his rookie year comes down to the opportunities that he had more than anything.
Opportunity this, opportunity that, the answer from Brian Gutekunst, the general manager of the Packers, but also led with one word, one magic two-letter word. No. N-O. Do we need our guy to make an immediate impact? Well, I understand where he's coming from when you look at the laundry list of first-round picks for Brian Gutekunst over the 8 years of his tenure as the GM of the Packers. A lot of them haven't made immediate impacts. The few outliers are Jair Alexander and Eric Stokes. The rest of the list, well, not a lot of impact immediately. Jordan Love wasn't active a single game his rookie year. Jordan Morgan last year didn't start a game last year. Lucas Van Ness, a depth piece at the defensive end position 2 years ago when he was drafted in the first round. So a lot of his guys don't make any immediate impact. I understand that. But when you are the same person preaching urgency and the fact that this team needs to begin competing for championships despite being the youngest team in the NFL, it seems pretty important, at least to me, that you draft an immediate impact player with pick number 23 or wherever you end up drafting tonight here in Green Bay. Molly, I'm not out of line there, right? Looking for an immediate impact player when you clearly have needs at wide receiver and edge and cornerback?
You are absolutely not out of line. There's way too many holes on this roster to not have or to draft players that will not make an immediate impact, right? Like, there's just holes all across the board that I feel like every pick that they make in the first couple rounds needs to have a positive impact right away this season for this team.
If you allow me to get a bit pedantic here, I think you guys are all correct. Yes, this team is bereft of superstars. They would.
Are you reading out of a freaking dictionary right now?
No, I said that because I said the word once to Strouf, and he looked at me, and it stopped the whole show. And
gotcha.
And you
I'm
managed
not doing
to
that
do
today. It's draft day. I'm wearing a blazer. I'm sophisticated. I'm not doing that today.
He talks with business owners. He's a guy.
The Packers would benefit greatly from an instant contributor. They'd benefit greatly from a superstar. I think that in a perfect world, yes, you would love somebody to come in and make an instant impact. You could write that story if it's a wide receiver, because let me tell you, they draft a guy at 23. He's going to be on the field a lot, and he's going to be targeted a lot. The only other thing I have to say about that is, like, In a perfect world, yes, but that's not often the reality. The history of pick 23 is not necessarily one where you're going to get one of those elite players. And the draft only has what the draft has. You can try and find that guy, and there certainly will be guys who contribute up and down the first, second, third round, but it's not like all of those guys immediately are going to be the full version of what they'll eventually be. I don't think Goody should go out of his way because he thinks one guy may contribute sooner than the other, especially if the future for one guy he views as brighter or as, a guy who's going to truly elevate the team instead of just being a starter.
Yeah, I think that's well said. Molly Brown, Alex Strouf, Joshy DiMaggio hanging out with you. It's ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. Coming up next, an exclusive conversation with an executive vice president of the NFL, Jeff Miller, a Wisconsin native, will join us coming up next as we dive into the NFL draft in his home state and a couple of the other issues going on in the league we will get into with Jeff Miller, an executive vice president at the NFL. Coming up next right here, it's ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week presented by American Family Insurance on ESPN Wisconsin and the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app.
More coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news and stats to placing bets in just a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code JOEQ to get started today. That's JOEQ, JOEQ. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. Pay no interest until 2030, plus $500 off your home improvement project. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Here's Frank Wazalewski, Vice President of Access.
There are some national factory direct companies that are selling people stair lifts at twice their value. They're breaking within a year, and they can't get service. So now people are paying 3 times what they should have paid from the get-go had they just gone to a local and reputable company. Call us, give us your price from your local contractor. We're going to beat it.
Access, the leaders in ADA general contracting since 1990. Will beat any stair lift quote provided by a local company. Visit allaboutaccess.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance, live with you just outside of Lambeau Field at the beautiful Tundra Trio. Just over 6 hours away from the beginning of the 2025 NFL Draft here in Green Bay. I'm Alex Strouf alongside JOSHY DiMaggio, Molly Brown hanging out with me, and really excited to be joined now by a Wisconsin native, a proud graduate of Nicolet High School. He's a Knight.
Right.
Jeff Miller, the Executive Vice President of the NFL, handling the league's communications and player health and safety. Jeff, thanks so much for taking some time out of what I imagine is a busy day to be here.
A fun day, but thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And you're in your home state, as I just mentioned.
I am. Nothing better than being back home in Wisconsin.
So how many cheese curds have you had this week, Jeff?
Let's see. Right when I got off the plane,
which was what
I got a bag of cheese curds. So that was Tuesday. And then, let's see, over at Kroll's yesterday at lunch, we had some cheese curds. And then there was Taste of the NFL, which is this great event, bringing in all these chefs from around the country, raising a bunch of money. I think I spent money actually on some memorabilia, which I find out about later. Somebody was even cheese curds there, so I'm 3 times in. 3 times in.
Good for you.
But there's still many days to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's still early.
So you're not out of here till what, Sunday?
No, I'll leave earlier than that. But tonight and tomorrow will be great.
Okay. You're going to get at least you're going to fill one hand. We're going to get 5 times out of you in terms of the cheese curd.
I seem to be on that trajectory, yes.
How many are you stuffing back into your luggage to go back on the
There's
plane?
one bag right now for my son, who is
There you
going to
go.
want that.
So
and
good.
then a variety of other Wisconsin cuisine delicacies.
It's such a Wisconsin thing.
Back.
Like, I know when my parents visit from Arizona, that's always their go-to is, like, you got to grab the cheese curds.
Yeah, there's no question. It's all good. You can't bring a Butterburger back. Like, that's
No,
too
not
hard.
quite, not quite.
Some of the other options aren't going to travel well, but that you can do.
Very good.
The squeaky cheese is resilient. You can just slap
It's
that in.
resilient. Yeah,
It's an excellent word for
good
it.
word choice. So, Jeff, obviously the NFL Draft has evolved into such a spectacle, right? I mean, it is the second biggest event for the National Football League every year behind the Super Bowl, and so much goes into making it happen. I've been in Green Bay since Sunday, and just to see the perimeter get built and all the construction on the massive stage that will be utilized the next 3 days. What, from your perspective, is the biggest challenge on now with the draft moving year to year to different locations? What's the biggest challenge for the host city like Green Bay is this weekend?
Well, I think it more in terms of the opportunity. We've had interest now from, probably half the league or more to
Oh, I
host
bet.
the draft. And especially true for colder weather cities who might just not have, the same opportunity to host a Super Bowl. So for a city like Green Bay, smaller community, obviously, to be able to put on the size of show that the draft has become is a challenge. Like, if this isn't the largest event in Green Bay history, it's got to rank up there pretty highly.
It'll be number one.
You'll be number one.
Yeah.
All right. I understand there was something about a presidential visit about 80 years ago, but this might be bigger. Certainly bigger economic contribution. And it's just, the question is, to answer your question, the answer is about the demand. Because there's so many people who want to come and experience this. The uniqueness of Lambeau obviously has its own selling point, but regardless of where we go, Detroit last year, Pittsburgh next year, people are going to go on that trip and experience the NFL in the offseason in ways that they don't in the regular season if they can at all. And so the ability of the local city to build this and entertain all those people and put on what has become a higher and higher quality event over the course of the year is really just remarkable.
As somebody who went to Nicolet, as we mentioned, and then
I did.
attended many games at County Stadium
I did.
when the Packers were playing there.
It's all true.
What did it mean to you
Guilty.
for this event to come to your home, sort of? This is not only a big event for the NFL and what you do professionally,
Sure.
but this has some meaning back to, how you grew up and how you spent your life.
No question. The importance of the NFL was drilled into me as a young kid. I have a mom who grew up in Chicago and a father who's a diehard Packers fan.
Mhm.
So when the Packers and Bears played when I was a young kid on Sundays, they watched the game in different rooms. So I understood.
Which room were you in?
I gravitated towards the Packers back
Good
then.
choice.
There you go.
But now I root for all 32.
Yes, you did.
So it was imprinted on me, the importance of the NFL. So I understand the importance, and that's really about culture and community more than anything else. So you can see it with all the Packer fans walking around here, as well as fans from all the other 31 teams who are experiencing this in the offseason, understanding that, yes, the games are great and the competition's amazing and the sport is fantastic, but so is the connection back to the communities of the people where the fans live. And that's what this is. This is why you guys have this thing here with, this incredible backdrop looking out at Lambeau, and this is why all the fans are coming to visit and experience what this is. All that stuff is amazing. And for the person who grew up going to County Stadium and understanding the rabid nature of Packers fans over the course of my childhood and even into my professional experiences now, it's incredibly gratifying to be able to see the fans experience this huge event. I mean, this is probably, I'll challenge you guys to beat me on this, but is this the biggest non-game sporting event in the world, the NFL draft?
Oh, I would
Can
be
you
hard
think
to
of something
pick
bigger?
anything else. The non-game sporting event.
I think
Right?
I think it wins, no doubt.
We've built this event, this draft, into such a huge
Correct.
fan-facing event,
Right.
engaging with the community and such. I can't think of anything else that happens around the world that is bigger than this, and it is all a tribute to the fans who come from wherever they come from, especially Wisconsin this year, but come from so far to engage with the NFL and enjoy the sense of optimism and hope that comes with picking new players. It has got just the best vibe. For me, it's the best event of the year.
I'm on a mission today to find all 32 jerseys. I'm currently at
doing?
21.
What are you missing?
Still quite a few. I'm trying to think of the one. I just saw a Buccaneers one, so I just added that one to my list. But I got to look at my list.
Nice.
But I'm curious because your draft day experience is obviously very different from anybody else's.
Yeah.
Where are you taking in the draft this evening? Like, what are your plans?
The rest of the day involves one of my functions in the league is to look over communication. So I'll spend some time after this with the commissioner because he'll do a number of national interviews. He'll be like on ESPN, NFL Network, and other places. So I'll be with him preparing that. Then once the draft starts, there'll be a lot of people who are coming back to the green room to visit with him. There'll be any number of communication issues, my team with the credentialing and the ops and all of that stuff that helps the prospects through that gauntlet after they're drafted. Because you see them get drafted, then they go off stage and they do 97 different interviews, podcasts, and video hits. And my team is responsible for a lot of that, so I'll be helping out there too.
Very good. Jeff Miller, an executive vice president with the National Football League, hanging out with us here on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, live from the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field. You mentioned the communications aspect of your job, Jeff. The other aspect is player and health safety, right? So obviously you spend a lot of time looking at numbers and different things that can help improve the game from a health standpoint. Guardian caps were added last year. What did we take away from year one of Guardian caps? That's something we think will grow going forward, or is that something that we'll just kind of stay how it was in year one?
It's a great question. We permitted players to wear the caps in games for the first time last year, but we had worked with the players to mandate the use of Guardian caps for certain position groups and practices in the preseason previous to that. And what we saw over the last 3 years of wearing them in preseason practices is a decrease in the concussion numbers 50%.
Wow.
For players who wore them, which is substantial. Now, I'll admit that wasn't what I thought would happen. We really asked players to wear them or told players to wear them because each individual hit would lessen, mitigate some of those forces, but the outcome on concussion was something that was really a pleasant surprise. So we said to the players, look, we're telling you to wear them in practices, we're mandating it, so if you want to wear them in games, feel free. And maybe over the course of the year, probably 20 players did total. But what we also shared with them, which is the really exciting part from my perspective, is that helmets have advanced so much in terms of technology that the best 7-8 helmets, 5-6 helmets are better, at least as good as a really good helmet plus a Guardian cap. So we said to the players, if you move to these best helmets, you don't have to wear a Guardian cap because you're going to be as safe, if not safer. So the goal this offseason is to move more and more of the players to the best performing helmets and sort of move past the Guardian cap technology.
Yeah, it became a story because Aaron Rodgers' classic cap that he used became banned, and he was asked about that, and he didn't really seem to have a problem, which was a good thing. But sticking on the player safety stuff, us here in Green Bay, our Mark Murphy has led the charge on the tush push and bringing that up to the rules committee and all of that. Sort of where does the league stand on that, and how is that process going to – because last I heard it's not fully determined yet what is going to be the path with that play.
Let me just take a quick second just to mention, because you mentioned Mark and I omitted that at the beginning. Like, none of this would be happening today.
100%.
without Mark Murphy.
Yep.
I mean, as big a contributor to the league as anybody you can imagine, a league first guy, and obviously with Green Bay at heart all along. This is really just a tribute to Mark. He's just so terrific, and I'm sure Ed will be great too when he takes over. The tush push, we debated that, excuse me, with the competition committee and then with the owners at our annual meeting a few weeks ago. There were a lot of really good perspectives on it. People brought up, hey, does this really feel like a football play? Is this something traditionally in the game because if you go back to 1920 when the league was formed until about 2004 or 5, that pushing and pulling of players was banned.
Yep.
That was not permissive. So is this something that is traditional with the game? And there was concern that you're targeting the fact that there's one or two teams that do it really well. Does that feel equitable to those teams? And then some raised the health and safety issues, which is more in my bailiwick. And the number of injuries on that play happens so infrequently, just because the play's so infrequent. You really can't make a sensible, conclusion based on it. So that was the debate. And where the league left it then was, hey, look, I think we need to talk about it more. It was a robust conversation. All those viewpoints were offered. Some defended it and said, hey, look, this is just part of the game now, so we should accept it. And we tabled that until the league the clubs will get back together next month, and this will be one of the topics of conversation. So I'm not sure where it's going to go ultimately, but it got a good airing, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it a lot more.
And when will it come back up? Is there a formal date at which, because I know the term used was the discussions are tabled.
Yes.
When will that be brought back up?
We get together the third week of May for a traditional spring meeting where we talk about a few things before everybody breaks for the summer. And the competition committee will report back on this and a couple of the rules proposals that were tabled from our March meeting. So this will be aired again then.
A couple more minutes with Jeff Miller, who is an executive vice president with the NFL and a Wisconsin native here just outside of the NFL Draft HQ. You mentioned the league meetings in Florida. You are in charge of communications for the NFL.
Yes.
Did you come up with the idea for the annual coaches picture that is taken every year?
Oh my God, great
which
question.
are always so fun to look at and parse through and figure out who's wearing what.
What did you see? Like, what did you take from it
this was the first year Andy Reid wore pants. I noticed that. So it was inside this year instead of outside. I noticed so many things. Who looks tired? Who was up late maybe chopping it up with old friends? Who went to bed at a decent hour? I noticed all sorts of things, Jeff.
Is there a yearbook of all these, too, that you can just, flip through every single year?
Somebody keeps them, but this long, I can't take credit. This long predated my participation in the league. I don't know how many years this goes back, but I assume that there are some from the 60s and 70s where you probably could use your same interpretive efforts to figure things out.
Cigars and whiskey back in the 60s.
There's more than a few who take that picture on little sleep. I can assure you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Reading into your background over the course of the last week since we booked this interview, Jeff, you were promoted to your current role in the middle of COVID, correct?
Yes.
So how did that work? Were you working from home at that point? I'm just curious. I don't know. That's where my brain went.
Look, I was looking over health and safety for the league back then, added communications a little bit later, and obviously COVID was probably the biggest professional challenge that any of us
for
had.
sure.
It was an amazing collaborative effort with the clubs, with our health and safety team, obviously with broadcast and media partners to air the games, and obviously it all laddered up to the commissioner. It was a day-to-day effort where I started every morning with an understanding of what the test showed at 7 a.m. and which clubs had what problems, and then shared that with colleagues around the league to figure out what we were going to do about games. And as you might remember, we played all of them, which was a huge testament to the players and the clubs. Sometimes we played on days we didn't typically play. I do remember a game that kept getting pushed back because we couldn't get clean tests on players from a Thursday night all the way back to the following Wednesday, and taking tests on those players at 2 p.m. and waiting for the results to play the game at 5 in the afternoon. But stories like that are legion. It was remarkable, and it was probably the most cohesive effort by us, the club, the Players Association, and others to pull that off. And if you remember back then, it was an amazing ability for the league to give something to the fans, to show that life could be brought back to normal a little bit, and to be a respite from all the things that we were all going through at that time. And that's really, in many ways, the best of what the NFL can offer.
That is a wonderful note to end on. Jeff Miller, an executive vice president, back in his home state for the NFL Draft. This is awesome, Jeff. Thanks for
guys.
stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
More ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week coming up after this.
The I-94 rivalry is more than just bragging rights. Get to the ballpark for Brewers-Cubs action May 2nd through the 4th and spend Friday and Saturday night under the lights. And help the crew defend American Family Field and the National League Central Crown.
That's your ball game!
Then pack the park for Sunday matinee baseball at the May 4th series finale. And take advantage of the Sunday Fun Day Bundle. Get your tickets now at Brewers.com.
Draft week is here, and whether you're watching every pick or just there for the party, Higher Love has everything you need to elevate your draft experience. As the best in the Midwest, Higher Love offers the largest selection of organic, clean green certified products at unbeatable value, making them the can't-miss top pick. Higher Love Menominee, just an hour from Green Bay, right across the Wisconsin border. Find them at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Save big money on your next project at Menards. Never run out of hot water again with a hybrid heat pump water heater from Richmond. This water heater's advanced system detects any potential water leaks and sends an alert to your smartphone. Menards has a great selection of water heaters in stock, ready to take home today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the NFL selects Green Bay, Wisconsin.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance.
The Green Bay Packers select. The Green Bay Packers select. The Green Bay Packers select.
Now broadcasting from the backyard of Lambeau Field in Green Bay, alongside Josh DiMaggio, here's Alex Strouf.
I am alongside Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strouf, and I'm alongside Molly Brown. Lucky us. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. We are just 6 hours away from the beginning of the NFL Draft. Only 5 hours away from our coverage here on ESPN Wisconsin. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night starting at 6 o'clock. You can join me, Gabe Neitzel, Homer, Jason Wilde, Mark Tauscher, and more, beginning at 6 o'clock this evening. Speak of the devil, here comes Homer. Who is that, Dave Robinson? What jersey are you wearing?
Homer's incensed.
Homer said, I got it. Well,
You're out.
Okay, what are we? Oh, it's Fuzzy Thurston. Got it. I was I think so. I think he played for the Packers. All right. Homer is here in a Fuzzy Thurston jersey. That's probably almost as old as him at this point.
He's also wearing shorts. Isn't it cold for shorts, or am I just weak?
I believe he was standing here to get a little heat, and it seems like if you were concerned about the temperature, you would just wear pants.
That would think be
so.
the
Again,
wise.
Josh even showed up in pants. And sneakers. My goodness.
Seemingly, that would be the wise decision.
And a nice light little coat here. If it rains, I'll be clear. I'll be in the clear.
Cozied up.
That's good. That's really good. That's okay.
I even wore long sleeves under my polo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you're just bracing for just about anything.
Well, if I'm going to be here late at night, I imagine temperature typically drops. I don't want to be out here shivering, looking like a fool.
I understand. I'm going to make an outfit change at some point, I think.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank God.
Well, I mean, you look at Ben Brust, who just walked in. He's wearing almost the exact same outfit as me, which is very funny.
Ben is also in sales and actually does have relationships with local business owners.
Well, hold on a minute. He's only doing content. He's hosting a radio show.
He's got a schmooze. He's got a, chitty chat with people.
He's networking.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's emceeing is actually why he's wearing the suit.
That's fair, too.
Emceeing the event that we are having here at the Tundra Trail later.
You're just a chucklehead.
Well, that seemed unnecessary.
Chucklehead.
Per usual. All right, let's talk about position groups. I just want to fly through these and say yes or no, you'd be happy if the Packers drafted this in the first round. We okay with that?
What if I have a maybe?
I'll let you hedge a little bit. Will Summers is back at the Grubel offices, One Call That's All Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Good afternoon, Will. How are you?
How's it going, guys? I'm really just frustrated that Strouf's wearing a suit and talking about local businesses. Just makes me upset.
Join the crowd.
I'm sorry to hear that I've upset you.
How does it make you feel that no one is like, wow, you look nice today?
Well, multiple people did say that to me.
Okay.
I will say, though, Evan Cohen of ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike said, what the hell are you wearing today?
That's fair.
Which is probably the most common reaction I've received. But nonetheless, at least I look nice. At least I tried.
I tried. Molly tried. Hunter tried.
Did you try?
Did I try with my outfit?
Yeah.
Well, so I was just telling Josh this, that I'm basically wearing an ESPN camo hoodie, and I feel like I have to wear this little leather puffer over it because it elevates it just a smidge, kind of like your blazer.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can't take this off, even though I'm a little toasty in this trailer, because otherwise I'm just going to look like I didn't try.
No, that's
and I
fair.
don't want to look sloppy.
That's fair. All right. Will, fire up some football music for us as we roll through some position groups that the Packers could potentially target in round number 1. Let's start with what Joshy has called the deepest position in this year's NFL draft, the running back position. No shot, right?
No.
Unless Ashton Genty somehow falls to 23.
No, that's not going to happen. I even think Amarian Hampton has a chance to go before the Packers pick the running back out of North Carolina. This is a big no for me. I do think they will draft a running back, but I'd be surprised if it's before round 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Molly?
I agree with Josh. I don't even have anything to add because that would just be. How mad would I be? I'd be so mad.
I would also.
I would honestly be mad.
Like, yeah, angry.
Running back would make you angry? Okay.
Yeah.
How about wide receiver? Don't think that would make it too angry?
No, that's a big yes. That would be exciting. It would end the drought. It would be everything. It would be the first time we as Packers fans, basically in the majority of our lives, have had the opportunity to celebrate a true, sexy draft pick. A guy we can draft on our fantasy teams, a guy we can project 80, 90 catches. It would be amazing.
Totally. Agree. I also did just see a mock draft. Matthew Golden for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Surprising that he dropped that far. Makes me excited.
Said Green Bay feels like home when I talked to him yesterday. Just throwing that out there.
The one thing that I could take away from your conversations that you had with both Tet and Matthew Golden is the Packers really rolled out the red carpet, and they made good impressions. And it seemed like they were telling them, this is how you would work in our Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love-led offense. It doesn't seem like they were just kicking tires. It seemed like they were doing some in-depth work and making sure they would be not only a fit for the team, but a fit for the player.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Tight end's going to be a no.
Yeah, no.
In fact, I would think that's one position group they might not touch all weekend.
That and safety.
You don't even think that they need another one? Do you have faith in Musgraves? I know Tucker Kraft is great, but...
Yeah. We need to see them
his
both
health,
healthy at
too?
the same time, and we are going to this year, knock on wood.
I like your optimism.
And I think that is going to get this, Joshy? I'm going to drop this. 12 personnel.
Yes.
1 running back, 2 tight ends. Watch out, baby. Here we go.
Okay.
Going to be fun. Offensive line, Joshy. This is an interesting one for me.
I'm personally, it's a no for me. I think they are deep enough, and they just need to add depth in the mid to late rounds. Would I be super mad that the Packers drafted a tackle here that they think is a guy that's going to be their future? No, I'd understand it, but it's not what we're here for.
Correct.
I'm not here to see a offensive tackle at 23rd overall, but I would at least understand it.
So that's where I fall. It is a personal no.
Mm-hmm.
I think Green Bay fans would be angry.
Yes.
While the draft is here in Green Bay. I think Goody would be able to hear a shower of boos from his office. Yes, I do.
Really?
I do. An offensive lineman for the second year in a row after the one last year didn't really contribute, and obviously there were some injury issues.
Poor Jordan Morgan.
Poor Jordan Morgan. But it is a no for me.
Dog.
I think, simply put, and tell me if you guys agree with this, I think the only position that any of us will be happy with on offense to get drafted is a wide receiver. I don't think there's anybody else on offense that we would be excited about in the first round.
You're right. I would not be excited about the potential of a quarterback in the first round.
You would just want
But it would be fun. It would be fun. It would be very fun. Let's go to the defense. Edge is an obvious yes from all three of us.
Yes.
Absolutely. Defensive tackle.
Yes, too.
Yeah.
I agree. Linebackers a no.
No.
That would be inside linebacker, of course.
Yeah. May they add somebody, a depth player, special teamers? Sure. I don't expect first round.
How do you like linebacker in second round?
I would honestly think that's too early because I think they got their two guys. That
They got their guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously, we still need a decision to be made on Quay Walker's fifth-year option.
Yep.
Right.
Which they need to make that decision by
soon.
June 1st.
If they do end up taking in the first 2 days a linebacker, tell us they're probably out on Tyron Hopper.
That would be correct.
Yes.
Which I don't think they are. I think they're high on him.
There's been no reason to believe that. It's just we didn't see him play really at all last year.
So corner is a yes, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big yes from you. I know that. But Joshy, I don't know where you
I
stand
just don't
on
know how you
corner.
can have faith in that position at all.
I think those three guys are a bit better than they're given credit for. I think they have the three guys they want as starters, but I do also believe when it is a premium position like corner, it's similar to edge or offensive tackle, where if the Packers really like a guy and have him rated highly, they're going to take him even if they think there's three guys there that they're comfortable with playing the 2025
You are
season.
so talking yourself into CB1 Keyshawn Nixon. It is ridiculous.
I thought he played quite well.
He was fine, yeah.
And now I'm by no means able to break down cornerback film, but the one source we have, PFF, had him rated as playing pretty well. Same with Carrington Valentine. I have no choice other than to kind of trust the people who are looking at it objectively.
But how awesome would it be to get another Jair?
It'd be great.
Prime Jair.
It'd be great.
It'd be amazing.
Do I find it super likely? Not in the first round. Not in the first round. But I do think they'll draft a cornerback tomorrow.
Okay.
They might have draft a couple throughout the draft, too.
Oh, by Saturday night, I bet at least two.
Depth, yeah.
I bet at
'cause
least two.
That room, it doesn't have a lot of depth.
Exactly.
Josh, you gave me your answer on safety. You say no. Molly,
Yep.
safety in the first round.
Nah, I'm good.
Yep, I'm also good. So that leads us with these as options. You have the following options. Wide receiver, defensive end, defensive tackle, cornerback.
What do you want me to do? Make one decision, or do you want me to power rank them? What are we going here?
Let's power rank them while we got the music playing. Joshy DiMaggio's.
Was that not confusing, Molly?
I didn't know what he was asking for.
I wasn't asking. I was recapping.
I was glad he
Josh
threw it to you and not me.
Hunter, he threw that to me, did he not?
Hunter's shaking his head here in the Airstream. Joshy DiMaggio's power rankings as a Bengals jersey walks by.
I already got Bengals.
Okay.
Saw T. Higgins
Chargers?
jersey before. Got a Chargers jersey. We're good.
Joshy DiMaggio's power rankings of the positions he would like to see the Packers draft tonight in the first round of the NFL draft.
Defensive end, wide receiver, cornerback, offensive line.
You missed defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle, I put in the same as edge.
Okay,
Sorry.
got it.
My apologies.
All right, very good. Very good. Wow.
Molly, do you want to power rank them?
Molly Brown's power rankings.
She's over there.
My first one would just be cornerback.
You got one and only?
No. I'm based on what you just said. My only difference is cornerback
God,
first.
flip flop.
I go wide receiver, edge.
So sexy.
So sexy.
It would be.
Edge.
I would be happy with that too. Don't get me wrong.
Defensive tackle, and then corner as my final thought there for that. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. We're all feeling different ways, which is really good. That makes me very, very excited about the first round of the NFL draft.
You need a lesson
tonight.
on keeping your hands to yourself. This is like the 5th time you've tapped me.
It's the first time he tapped me, so I don't feel uncomfortable yet.
Yet. Keyword. We still have 44 minutes to go, people. A lot can happen between then and now. We roll out after this. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance on ESPN Wisconsin and the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app.
We're back after this on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
And now, unless there's a big boy trade coming that I don't see on the horizon, Green Bay is going to run this thing back and probably pick up an early round draft pick to add to that room.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And you hope that these other guys will emerge and can add, but I don't see them making a J.R. Ewing type change.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh, Allie, did you look at Janet's roof? Ugh, it's like so flat. It looks like one of those roofing contractor commercials. Who even understands those roofing guys anyways?
I like flat roofs and I cannot lie. You other contractors can't deny. TPO way up high. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring.
If you want a roof that's worth staring at, Avondale Roofing is where you go. Your roofing experts for over 30 years. AvondaleRoofing.com.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Why is everyone coming on their riding mowers and UTVs?
I figured all the neighbors could use a break from yard work, so I invited them for a
ride-on lawnmower movie?
Or, as I like to say, a movie.
We've got the value you need to do things your way, like a free $10 gift card for rewards members with an $80 estate fertilizer purchase, and Blaine's Golden Harvest Bird Food $12.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Are you ready to win some real cash during the basketball playoffs? It's time for you to check out Pick 6 from DraftKings. Hey, it's Alex Strouf. When it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick 6 posterizes the competition, including all other daily fantasy options. It's easy. Download the Pick 6 app in your app store and make at least 2 selections by clicking more or less on player projections. Hit all your picks and score higher minimum payouts on Pick 6, plus even more cash if you outscore the competition. Pick 6 is available in most states, including right here in Wisconsin, California, Texas, Georgia, and more. And you can pick on anything: basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code WKTI. That's code WKTI. For new customers to play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One Purdue customer. Bonus awarded is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Don't miss a second of ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. Download the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app today and stay on top of it all.
ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. JOSHY DiMaggio, Molly Brown, Alex Strouf with you. I just tapped both of you again. I don't know if you caught that.
Yes, I've noticed every time.
Are you a hugger?
No, not a hugger. Don't like being touched.
I am not a hugger.
You're not a hugger?
Don't
Okay.
hug me. Please don't. It makes me
I
feel
don't know that I ever
uncomfortable.
have. That's why I was going to guess. So we have determined a few things today.
Yes.
We think it is down to 4 position groups the Packers will draft in round 1. It's a cornerback in no order, defensive tackle, edge rusher, so somewhere on the defensive line, or wide receiver.
Yeah.
Now, of course, could the Packers throw a curveball at us, Joshy? Of course they could.
Always.
Because they've done it many, many times.
Yes.
But in a year where the general manager has preached urgency, and he has preached that this is a team that is on a championship path and close to a championship, it seems like this should probably be the year you go ahead and focus in on needs, right?
That need word is always the draft has a convenient way of also filling needs while also they tell us it's best player available.
Yes, correct.
I think when you look at it, the draft seems to be breaking in a way that would make sense for it to fit. Like, the Packers aren't going to have to reach to fill a need. It's just, is that need an instant contributor, or is it just another guy that they are going to – because you can look, like the Packers look multiple years in advance. The reason they draft offensive linemen is because, well, there's going to be a time down the road where we are going to probably have 3 guys and maybe even only retain one of them that are going to be available. So at some point it's a need. Is it an instant need? We don't know. And the other factor of this is if you're good enough, you're just going to play. There might be guys we think are established starters, and if the Packers take a say a linebacker, and you go, well, that guy proved he needed to be. Edgerrin Cooper proved he needed to be on the field. He instantly made an impact. So, need to me is whatever. What they really need is a superstar. They need a game changer. They need. They don't need just another solid starter. They need somebody who's going to be one of what last year it was. Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs, those are probably the only 2 guys you could say confidently. They need to add another guy to that list, and I think you can't really get a game changer at offensive tackle per se, but I do think there are plenty of positions where you could add anyone in there, and it would instantly make a difference for the team.
So I know that you're super excited about wide receiver, too. I mean, both of you guys are. Do you feel like there is a wide receiver of the ones that are rumored to potentially be able to get down to Green Bay? Do you feel like any of them are going to be, let's say, Devontae Adams-esque? And I mean Devontae Adams when we're saying he's a number 1 wide receiver. I'm not saying that a future Hall of Famer or anything like that, but a true number 1 wide receiver. Do either of them have that potential right away?
It's the hard part, right? Because I obviously I would love that, right? If Emeka Ibuka or Tet McMillan or Matthew Golden are drafted by the Packers tonight, of course I think the immediate reaction from Packers fans will be, oh, they've got their guy.
Yeah.
But that needs to be proven. You need to see it. That's why I hate the concept of draft grades, right? Because it might get graded an A+, but he might not have an A+ season. And maybe, just maybe, Jaden Reed evolves into the number 1 receiver we hoped he would a year ago. Or Dontavian Wicks takes a massive step with his incredible route running ability and just overall pure athleticism. So with the idea of drafting a receiver, yes, that is the hope. But is that the guarantee? Of course not. But I think it is a swing worth taking in 2025. Yeah. I think this is the year. You've waited long enough. You've floundered around with these receivers. You have some contract decisions to make in the coming years. This feels like the year to go get a guy on a rookie contract who can hopefully be, despite what Brian Gutekunst had to say earlier this week, an immediate contributor.
I think the context of who, if they do draft a wide receiver, who gets picked matters here. Because if they go with the traditional X receiver, the Christian Watson replacement, that guy's going to have no other option but to play right away and probably play in some high leverage situations. If they go with a Matthew Golden type, who's more of a Z receiver, he's now competing with Romeo Doubs, and you can. Doesn't matter where you are with Romeo Doubs, he's still a good enough NFL player where he demands to be on the field. So that, to me, a Matthew Golden would have more of a transition period, and who knows, by week 8, he might be so good that everyone's going, you can't take him off the field, you need to figure out a way around this. So if they end up in the second round, let's say with a Jaden Higgins, that guy's going to play a lot because he's going to fill that role that Christian Watson has left. Because right now, your best option over there is Mecole Hardman, Bo Melton, some mixture of that. So, like, when we talk need, there is a need for that X wide receiver because we have an X wide receiver who's not going to be playing until November.
Not great.
No.
And even then, who knows? Because he's so injury prone. Like,
yes.
Thanksgiving isn't a guarantee that he's going to be good and locked and loaded, ready to go. I mean,
no, and
based on his past.
And every ACL is different, and the recovery period for everyone is different. You can never really prognosticate some of that, and sometimes it takes a while to get up to game speed, to get fully where you trust that. Because, I mean, Tausch has talked about it a lot. It takes a while, even when you're healthy and cleared, to feel fully comfortable and like yourself when you're out, running 9 routes or making a hard cut on a slant. All that stuff matters.
No doubt about it. JOSHY DiMaggio, Molly Brown, Alex Strouf with you. It's ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, the Mr. Relevant Takeover. Got to tell you about my friends over at DraftKings Pick 6. Ready to win some real cash during the basketball playoffs? It's time for you to check out Pick 6 from DraftKings. When it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick 6 posterizes all the other daily fantasy competition. Hit all your picks and score higher minimum payouts on Pick 6, plus even more cash if you outscore the competition. You're going to get a base payout, and if you beat other people playing on Pick 6, you're going to get additional compensation. Pick 6 available in most states, including right here in Wisconsin. During the playoffs, just click click more, click less, look around, make your picks. You're going to win some money. And right now on the Pick 6 app, new players get $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly on just a $5 entry. Put $5 in, all of a sudden you've got $55. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code WKTI. That's code WKTI. Whatever Kyle thinks impossible. WKTI. For new customers to play $5, get $50 of Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Joshy is struggling.
What's wrong? Can't get the Wi-Fi password or what?
This Wi-Fi, you sent me the wrong Wi-Fi password.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You included a letter that's not there that is represented by a number, and I've just been struggling this whole time.
He's been trying to get on since he got here.
So you still
10
can't see
minutes into the
anything?
show.
I mean, I can see my home screen.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I could look at my show sheet from this morning for Jen Gabachew.
Sure.
Any internet access? Not for me today. Just not in the cards.
You don't need it. We're almost done. We only got 30 more minutes. You don't need any internet. Stop trying.
I'm trying to be at my best at all times.
We still got to hit a little what we learned. We still got to hit a little bit of Lakeland University best pick. Who would you like to see? We're going to call our shot at some point. Also, may or may not have a special guest coming up a little bit later here before we wrap up at 2 o'clock.
Might be in the state or not.
It might be in the state or not. It might be at the front entrance or not. I'm not exactly sure. Here on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. More where that came from, live from Green Bay at the Tundra Trio.
Brutal.
What?
The all-new ESPN Wisconsin Draft.
The all-new ESPN Wisconsin app right here on ESPN Wisconsin. Screw you, Joshy.
We're back after this on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
To
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Postseason dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Whoa, take it easy there. There's a better way to NBA. All playoffs long.
Wait, really?
With the NBA app, you get real-time stats and scores for every playoff matchup. Witness playoff drama as it unfolds.
But seriously?
Catch every bucket all in one place, all for free.
Where have you been all my life?
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance, rolls on live from the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field. A little over 5 hours till the 2025 NFL Draft gets underway here in Green Bay. I'm Alex Strouf alongside Molly Brown and Josh DiMaggio. And I am really excited for this conversation. You might know him as Jenny's husband. I know him as Taco's brother, Mr. McGiblets at one point or another. Tall guy, yes. Steve Rannazzisi, the great comedian, and, of course, Kevin from The League on FX joins us at the Tundra Trio. What's up, Steve? Welcome to Green Bay.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. It's awesome.
Your first time here?
First time here. It's literally by the way, you say we're in someone's backyard.
That's correct. Yeah, that's where we are.
This is the craziest thing in the world.
So it is the only
really
professional American sports team that has houses directly next door.
I was literally on the plane ride here thinking about what other place could be like this, where you walk through neighborhoods and you're right next to the stadium. There's nowhere else, I think, in the world that has this big a capacity place in, like, a neighborhood.
Yeah,
there's a CVS. Like, you can walk to. It's crazy.
What have you experienced in Green Bay so far during your journey here?
I only got in last night at 11:30. My hotel's filled with football guys that were partying, so that was fun last night.
Did you crash the party?
No, I was tired. I had a long flight, but I could tell people like to drink here. They're very nice.
Midwest
very,
nice
very
is
nice.
real, Steve.
Midwest nice is very real. Like, there's been I've seen Bears jerseys and Vikings jerseys. Nothing. No one going back and forth. Philly, whole different story.
Yeah.
You can't wear a Giants jersey to the draft in Philly.
No, you cannot.
No, it's not going to happen. So
you've never had to throw fisticuffs in Philly, right?
No, I mean I don't go to Philly.
You just avoid it.
I try. I mean, I love the city. I perform there, but I don't go to sports events in Philly. I can't.
No.
I'm a New York fan, and it's just like it's not going to end well.
But
I don't want to get a battery
don't you think you'd have
thrown
somebody
at me.
be like, Kevin?
Yeah, maybe. Best case scenario. Worst case is I'm there with my kids.
Yeah.
2 years ago, the Giants made they went to Philadelphia for the second round of the playoffs, and my sons were like, "Can we go?" And I was like, "That's a great idea. I'm off that weekend. Let's go."
Yeah.
And then I ran through all the numbers. I go, best case scenario. They whoop us by 1,000, and we pay all this money to go sit in the snow and drive 3 hours home. Worst case scenario, we somehow or another beat them, and then we have to run for our lives to our cars and not get killed and then drive 3 hours home. I go, pass.
Yeah.
I'll make wings. We'll watch it at home.
I'll make wings.
And if you do that, like in that scenario, do you even wear Giants stuff to the stadium? Do you just wear
they will.
an off-color?
Both my sons will.
Oh.
Because, they have – my oldest is 16.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, bring it on. I'll fight anyone. I'm like,
God.
okay, McGregor, relax. Okay? We're not gonna start anything here. Relax. But, yeah, I would wear – a Fletcher Cox jersey.
Yeah, probably a good
Yeah.
call. Probably a good call. Steve Rannazzisi with us here on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week live from a backyard in Green Bay, just to make sure. Yeah,
I'm looking at a kitchen. There's a kitchen right over there. It looks very nice.
So
well appointed.
You mentioned, Steve, New York Giants fan. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that. At least the last decade.
This is our Super Bowl, guys.
Yeah.
Do you know that? We're the bell of the ball. This is
Well,
the Giants.
Are you going to win the
Everyone
offseason?
knows what Tennessee's going to do. So Cleveland has a little bit of
It's going to be Travis
mysterious. Yeah, but the Giants, it's all about us this week, guys. It's all about the moves that we make, and I like that. We're not making it to a Super Bowl. This is our Super Bowl. What happens today will dictate the next 5 or 6 years of our team.
So what do you want to see, though?
I do not want to see a quarterback taken at the 3rd spot.
So you trust
that would be the.
You trust Wisconsin legend Russell Wilson to lead the charge?
Well, let me finish.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I
Don't
take
put words in
I
his
take
mouth now.
Abdul Carter
Yep.
or Travis Hunter, so be it. And then we move back up, and I feel like Daboll's in love with Jackson Dart, and we get him at like 18, 19, whatever it does to get back up.
Packers have 23.
And that's the win for us. But if I hear a quarterback's name, no indication has been made that they are in love with any one of these guys.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear like, oh, we were coveting this guy the whole time. No, they've been in love with everyone. This is like The Bachelor. They've interviewed, they've given roses to every single quarterback. So don't overshoot, and that would be a win for me.
So do you trust the Giants front office to make a good move? Because, I mean, obviously in their offseason last year, getting rid of Saquon Barkley.
In the draft,
to bring
they
it
do.
up,
They
but
draft well for the most part.
Okay.
This
Yeah, Malik Neighbors
regime,
is okay. Yeah.
Malik Neighbors is
Very
okay.
good.
Drew
True.
Phillips is okay. They got good, better on like second, third round guys have been good so far. Evan Neal was a miss, but that's a couple years ago. But as far as like, I trust these guys to do. But they also have to win 6 games to probably keep their job, which is going to be very hard to do, no matter who they draft. But I think a win for us would be a great defensive player to shore up the defense, make it unstoppable, and then get a quarterback you like later on.
So actually, I'm curious about Saquon Barkley, just to kind of deviate from draft talk a little bit. But seeing him be so successful in Philly last year, were you excited for him as a fan, or were
Yes.
you like heartbroken?
I went to the game where he played the Giants at home at Giants Stadium. He could have broke the record. He didn't.
Yep.
I didn't boo him. A lot of people booed him. They were setting jerseys on fire. My kids both have Barkley jerseys. They put tape over the back and they put Singleton on. That was their silent protest. But I wanted to see.
good, yeah.
I wanted to see Saquon Barkley did nothing to us, but
Right.
give us everything he had for 5 years.
Yep.
I have no ill will towards that guy. I wanted only him to win a Super Bowl. So I was excited when he won specifically because he deserves it.
I would be remiss as Packer fans if we didn't thank you for Xavier McKinney.
Yeah.
He came in and
Why not?
instantly made himself into a depoy. So
Yep, and then guess what we did? We went and signed a safety this year for more money than they gave to.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank
Classic
you for that,
Giants.
first of all.
Makes sense.
And then for most people my age, the league was a formative thing in our lives. It's still something that gets mentioned constantly, at our fantasy drafts when we're talking to one another. What is the single most frequent phrase as you're walking down the street, people just yell at you?
Shiva.
Shiva. Come in. Yeah.
Shiva. People want me to Shiva blast.
Can you do
I
it?
had a nickel for every Shiva blast.
I will give you a nickel.
I feel like that's all I can muster up right now because I've been asked like 5 times
Oh, my
on the walk
God.
here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank
Yeah.
you for doing it for
No,
me.
no
I do
problem.
appreciate that. Steve Rannazzisi with us. Steve,
I knew the answer, too. I was just setting them up.
So, Steve, I did not book this interview, full transparency.
Oh,
but
thanks.
once I heard it, I was like, absolutely, I want to talk to him.
Sure.
And then I went on your website, and it said you're in Greensboro, North Carolina tonight. And I was like, are we sure he's in the right green town?
No, that was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Okay, it
Do
says
you know
April
what date it
24th
is?
on your website.
Oh, really?
It says April 24th.
Well, I'm not
Get the
supposed to
team
be
here.
there. Yeah.
Okay, so you're
Round
here.
up the troops. I'm
You're here and you're staying
I'm
here.
absolutely here.
Okay, good. Well, you are performing live tomorrow, the 25th.
Yes.
That is at the bar on Holmgren Way. It sounds like it's a free entry if you want to come see.
I think it is, yeah. I'm not too sure on the specifics of it, but I'll be with the Paps Light people. They've been good to me all weekend. And so I'm going to be performing there, just doing a couple minutes of stand-up before the draft tomorrow.
So
the
6
second
o'clock?
round. Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Awesome. Have
Yeah.
you been to the bar yet?
I haven't been inside, but I was around the outside of it.
So the Stadium
inside-
District bars in
Yeah.
Green Bay, they're a little bit, I would imagine, abnormal to bigger markets like
Okay.
New York, right? Like, would you agree with?
I would assume so. I haven't been inside yet, so I'll check it out.
Gotcha. But I mean, just to have the view of a giant stadium and some neighborhoods around you, it's a unique
It's really
city.
crazy. Yeah.
So what's the one thing you need to check off the bucket list you haven't already while you're in Wisconsin?
I want a picture with Prime. Wait.
Okay.
With
With
Dion.
Dion, is he here? I would assume.
he's here,
probably,
right?
but I don't know if
Oh,
she
you wanted
goes
a
here.
Wisconsin thing.
Well, whatever. If you need a
Oh.
picture with
Cheese
Dion.
curds.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to be honest. I can't eat cheese curds.
Oh no.
I mean,
Is this like a lactose thing?
Well, I did a lot of
Get
commercials
personal,
for Buffalo
shall you?
Wild
My
Wings
goodness.
where I ate cheese curds.
Oh. Yeah.
And I ate so many cheese curds that at some point you just like, even when you're spitting them out into a bucket, you're like, I can never eat cheese curds again. So yeah, it's not. And plus, I'm lactose intolerant.
Okay,
I got
okay.
I got to be here when
What
the
about a
Giants make their
brat?
pick.
A brat, a nice brat.
Oh,
Wisconsin
brat for sure,
Yeah, there you
100%.
go.
Brat with a little brown mustard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now you get it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm not opposed to it. And plus, I'm going to drink my face off.
Yeah. Well, that's naturally
That
going to
seems be
happen this
the-
weekend.
Yeah, the culture here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm
Pretty
not,
much.
I'm
We
not
soak
familiar.
our brats and beer here, so
Yeah,
that's
tastes great.
double pleasure.
and
I'll
it
get
does.
into that.
There
no
we
problem.
go. Steve Rannazzisi live at the bar on Holmgren Way tomorrow, 6 p.m. Make sure you get there before the draft kicks off for day 2, rounds 2 and 3. The Giants going to win 5 games this year, Steve?
Yee. Try to find me those 5 games. I don't know. I don't know.
So this really is your Super Bowl. You're not joking.
I think we'll win. I think we'll lose a lot of games by like less than 7 or 10 points.
In
Our
the ballpark.
defense will
That's good.
be great, but I think that we're going to probably win about 4 games.
Do you
Okay.
trust
4 or
Russell
5
Wilson?
games. Fine. Yeah, I never really. I mean, look, it's. What do you know? What you're going to
He
get
says
with Russell
fine.
Wilson?
Fine.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. I trust. It's not Russell Wilson. You know what you get with Russell? Can they block for him? If they can block for him and he's not running for his life like every quarterback has been for the last 5 years, then that's going to be a bet. We'll see. Then you could blame Russell Wilson if it's his problem. But for the most part, it's the Giants' problem at this point, and that's what has to be fixed.
How do you feel about the Jets as a Giants fan? Like, is there animosity in New York
No.
between the two? No.
How could you be
They both
mad at
suck.
me? Yeah.
I mean, yes, I understand, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's really not. I have no. You can't like. We're both so bad.
Fair.
There's really no
What would
argument.
trash talk- But
did he-
what
did he-
would be the thing? back and
You're worse
forth?
than us.
We're in a better QB, less quarterback situation than you are. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
All right, last thing for you, Steve, before we let you go, because I know you got a million beers to drink yet, still today. So I heard a rumor that you wanted to bring some like sacks so you could do the reenactment from the league.
Yeah.
Is that true? You wanted to have 10 people race to
We were
determine
going to have
the
a
draft
sack.
order?
Yeah. We were going to do that, but then where we're situated,
It's concrete.
it's concrete.
Yeah.
And so there's AstroTurf on top of concrete. And I don't know if the lawyers got involved, but they probably thought that this might not be the best situation.
So I know
for people to fall directly onto concrete.
I know you do Cameo.
Yeah.
And sometimes, or oftentimes, I imagine you were asked to determine draft orders.
Oh, my
Is
God.
there a unique way that's aside from the show that you've had to determine a league order? that
Last
sticks
year I
out?
was in Italy for 10 days during like the prime of Cameo draft season, so I had my kids do them.
okay.
And then because I was in Europe,
But that's not what people paid for, is it?
No, I would say my kids decided based on your stupid names.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because sometimes people put just like Joe, Minka, Brian, or sometimes people put their league names. So I go, just base it on how much you hate those. Like, if it's normal people names, like, oh, I have an Aiden in my class, it stinks, so I'm not putting him. I'm putting him last. So I had them do it. I had to, I'm on vacation here.
Yeah, I got to
And plus,
delegate
it's
to my
summer
kids.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not in Italy for free, all right? It costs money. So, yeah, put down your cappuccino and pick up some names and start picking them. I used to do horse races. I would pick, if it was like a 10-horse race, I would just give everyone a name and then pick how it ended up.
That's cool.
Names out of cups. Sometimes I just would do it like this. Up and down.
Yeah, just close the eyes,
Yeah,
pick
so
a
there's
random
lot
name.
of different ways to do it.
Scientific.
Do you play fantasy football?
I do.
Are you good at it?
I'm the best it's ever lived.
I don't believe you one bit.
No, you shouldn't. Dude, who's good?
Nobody. Josh pretends he is.
Yeah, everyone thinks they're good, and there's even experts. But what do they know? They lose.
But yeah, they do.
They don't win. I don't see any of them making, millions of dollars on DraftKings. Everybody loses. You think you know what you're talking about until someone has a bad week. The ball shape's weird. It bounces strange. That's how it goes. This whole thing is like Dungeons and Dragons for us.
It is.
It's make believe.
That was beautiful.
I was so bad last year. This is embarrassing to admit, but I think I picked a kicker in the 4th round.
Oh,
which,
boy.
to be fair, he had a
Okay.
lot of points. He had a lot of points the season before, and then he sucked last
I had
year.
3 teams last year. They were very similar rosters on all 3 teams, right? 3 leagues.
Mm-hmm.
One league I finished first. One league I finished in the middle, and one league I finished second to last with the almost exact same roster.
I love
Doesn't even make sense.
None of it. It's all charades.
volatility.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. All right, Steve Rannazzisi live at the bar on Holmgren Way tomorrow, 6 o'clock. It is free to get into. He is going to do more of what he just
the
did
Pabst
with us.
Light tent over there. Check it out.
All right, man. We appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully your Giants don't screw it up too much.
We'll see what happens tonight.
We will indeed. We will wrap up ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week right after this on ESPN Wisconsin, the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app.
We're back after this on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Greg Matzik, Ben Brust, and Jen Latta.
If someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey, Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at Brothers Milwaukee, Champs Americana Brookfield, Double D's Hales Corners, Ray and Dot's Greendale, and Who's on Third Milwaukee. That's Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Looking for a Milwaukee tradition? It's Saz, and for nearly 50 years, Saz's have been serving up award-winning ribs that'll make your taste buds dance. Don't miss our festival-famous mozzarella marinara, the appetizer that put us on the map and keeps Milwaukee coming back for more. Whether you're heading to a game or just catching up with family and friends, make Saz's your place to go. 55th and State. Saz's, where memories are made and stories are shared, one delicious bite at a time. Saz's Steakhouse, the finest. A Milwaukee tradition since 1976.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Draft week is here, and whether you're watching every pick or just there for the party, Higher Love has everything you need to elevate your draft experience. As the best in the Midwest, Higher Love offers the largest selection of organic, clean, green, certified products at unbeatable value, making them the can't-miss top pick. Higher Love Menominee, just an hour from Green Bay, right across the Wisconsin border. Find them at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. Pay no interest until 2030, plus $500 off your home improvement project. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on the Packers. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, presented by American Family Insurance on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wrapping up ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week, which is presented by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Visit amfam.com. Alex Strouf, Josh DiMaggio, Molly Brown with you. Will Summers, Riley Out, Hunter Vaughn helping us out run the show live from Green Bay at the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field in the draft grounds. And Joshy mentioned it earlier, man. People are flowing in to the draft grounds right now, walking right past us here on Stadium Drive at the Tundra Trio. There are a ton of people here. It is absurd, which is great. I mean, look, this is an event that we have talked about for over a year at this point, coming to Green Bay. The community has come out. People from all over the country have come out. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime event at the Mecca of football, Lambeau Field. So super excited for that. I will be back with you beginning at 6 o'clock tonight for ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night. Gabe Neitzel, Homer, Jason Wilde, Mark Tauscher, and some special guests throughout. Maybe even Joshy and Molly will pop by. Who knows? You never know what will happen on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night beginning at 6 o'clock. But before we get there, it is time for us to give our final prediction. Who will be the best pick for the Green Bay Packers at number 23 tonight? The best pick on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week is presented by Lakeland University. Draft season is all about big decisions, and your future is no different. Whether you're just getting started or trying to finish your degree, Lakeland University gives you the flexibility to do it your way. Learn more at lakeland.edu/draft. That's lakeland.edu/draft. Molly Brand to my left has a notepad out. She has written a name, and underneath the name, she has written, no matter what. Molly Brown, who is your Vontae Mack no matter what pick from the Cinematic Classic Draft Day with Kevin Costner?
Thank you for the update. I am going with Will Johnson, cornerback out of Michigan.
Okay. She wants to go cornerback.
Even though Joshy tried to talk me out of it.
He tried. He clearly didn't succeed.
I didn't try. I was just
You're just saying, I don't know why he's dropping so far in the draft.
Wow,
making
is that your Josh
making
impression?
me feel a little nervous
Molly,
about it.
I thought we were on the same team this whole program.
We are.
And then the last segment, you come out. And
We
you
are.
Just drive a knife right into
We
my
are.
back.
I'm just worried that you're going to be right about my pick. So that's my problem.
Joshy DiMaggio does not have anything written down. He's just, everything's off the top of the dome, but I can picture in his brain, it's a yellow sticky note with a blue pen. It says something, no matter what.
Tet McMillan. If you got to trade up, go get him. Obviously within reason. You don't need to be going up to the Cowboys pick at 12. But if he's there at 18 and he can jump the Seahawks or get the Seahawks pick, go do it. And then the second one, because everyone's a hater, I want to believe in Shamar Stewart at 23 as well.
The lack of production scares me.
For sure. It's an if, not when.
He's an underpants warrior.
Do you feel
as
that
they
way
call him.
about
Lucas Van
Van
Ness?
Ness?
If not when?
No.
Did you say the same thing at any point about him?
Nope, never did.
Okay.
I hope.
Do you have a pick?
I actually have 2 sticky notes.
You can't have 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
it's
got to narrow it down to 1.
It's my own game. I can have 2.
I thought you were going to say it's
This
my
is
show.
not your game.
This isn't Mr. Irrelevant, is it?
Hunter, is this Mr. Irrelevant? I think it kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is. With Molly.
Half a cup.
Yeah, I mean, all of us are here. It's just, anyway. My first sticky note is this. Make a pick no matter what. The draft is in Green Bay. Let's suspend rationality for a minute. If the draft is in Green Bay, make a pick no matter what. That's sticky note 1. Sticky note 2, it reads the same as Josh's. Tet McMillan.
Look at you two.
No matter what, he's the best receiver in this draft. And if you got to make a move, make a move. I'm all in on the receiver out of Arizona who catches anything thrown his way. The Packers' drop issues last year. This is not a guy who has drop issues. At least he didn't at the college level. Looking forward to what he can provide in the NFL, and hopefully it is in green and gold. So for me, it is also Tet McMillan, no matter what. But it's really wide receiver no matter what. I'd be happy with any of those other names too.
Matthew Golden, I could make a case for.
You're moving the goalposts like crazy on this,
Me?
my friend. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am.
Yeah, it's a classic Strouf.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
a classic.
Well, I'm really in on the idea of a receiver in the first round. Right?
I get it.
It's as simple
It's
as
exciting.
that. It's sexy.
They
The draft
need
is here, right? I mean, it's all of the things. I want to check some boxes tonight, Molly Brown.
If anyone's going to fall prey to the sexy pick, the fantasy football pick, it's Strouf. He walks into those every time.
Molly Brown, thank you so much for being here
Thanks
today.
for having me,
Jim,
Strouf.
Matt, and Molly not on the air the next 2 days, so Molly joining me
Yep.
today. Jim Rutledge will join me and Joshy tomorrow here in Green Bay from the Tundra Trio as we react to everything going on in the NFL Draft. Scheduled to appear tomorrow, Ian Fitzsimmons of ESPN Radio will break down the Packers pick with us beginning at 12:15 tomorrow on this very program, our final edition of this. Ike Winter, the local wood artist, will join us tomorrow as well from the Tundra Trio to break down his contributions to the NFL Draft. Typically, I'd thank Joshy for being here. Not doing that today. Hunter, good work today. Will Summers, Riley, good
Molly,
job
thanks
today.
for being here.
Thanks for being here,
Molly,
Josh.
thanks for
for
being here.
having me.
Thanks for raising the IQ.
Kyle
of this program.
Brust and Nortman coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, 2 until 5, leading into the Homer Hour, and then into ESPN Wisconsin.